evening, samurai. Welcome to the stream, welcome to the channel, welcome to the Vortex. My name is Ezio and I will be your guide this evening as we venture forth into worlds, into realms very much well travelled at this point. Hail to each and every one of you viewer chatter, viewer lurker, viewer watching live here on Twitch or in the YouTube archives. Hail Hoodlum, hail Real Spawn, and etc, etc. For those of you who could not join us on the previous leg of our journey, we ventured forth through the streets of Sotenbore. We did some more dancing, we did some more singing, we did some more sub-stories, and that's about as much of it as I can remember. We may have also done some jobs, so woo. But anyway, yes, more Haruka, more idle life, more jobs, more singing, more dancing, and yeah, that's everything. Also, the void is slipping through behind me. Why? Oh. For some reason, my screen lights decided it doesn't want to work. Are you going to work? It work. Uh-oh. Yep. Yes! Success! We have the secondary light on. The void is no longer slipping through behind me. Fantastic. But anyway, yes, I think that is everything. So come, join me as we once more step foot into the Vortex as we continue to travel and traverse the world, the realm that is Yakuza 5 Remastered. Our destination lays before us. The controls are set. I've just remembered I've forgotten to turn on the fan in the background, so I'm going to get very warm in a moment. And the PS5 is turned on and ready to go. Haha, see, I remembered something. So, let's go. Shall we? Controls weren't set. There we go. They were set, and then I unset them to turn on the light. Oh, this is a fantastic start to the stream. Right, let's go with this. There we go. And while that all loads in, I'm going to sort out the fan. I'll crack this window open as well. Can I do it before the intro starts? Yes. Yes, I can. And now the neighbours can get a beautiful sense of my voice acting. Wonderful. Load game. Actually, I may regret opening that window now. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I saved the game. Let us begin with some more jobs. Let us begin with something that isn't a lot of talking. Nope, that is indeed still more talking. Surely there must be something we can do. Haha! Dancing all night in Sotenbore. On normal. And then a lot of talking because we've nearly finished all the jobs. Nope, we do not need a reminder of what we are doing. We have done this many times before. I don't know which song it is though. It may just be... oh no, it's a dance battle. Never mind. Whenever it gets to this bit of the song, I can't help but see Mene, the dog from the Morning Glory. Just because I played this karaoke song so many bleeding times in, what was it, Kiwami 2? I might go and shut that window again. No, actually, no. I won't. I will tough it out because I suspect as the stream continues, the room's going to get warmer rather than colder. Awesome. Right, I suppose I have no choice now, but even with this cold, to sit here and try and do the blasted interviews. Right, okay, let us do Love to See You Smile before my voice completely destroys itself. This is Love to See You Smile free, isn't it? Hello, Haruka-chan. Thank you for coming again today. This is your third time on the show. Oh, it's number 3 then. Wait, didn't I just say it was number 3? Never mind. Right. I bet you're getting used to it by now. No, I'm still really nervous. You don't have to be so humble. Anyway, today we thought we'd have a little talk to you about this and that, and also what it's really like to be an idol. Hopefully, this time you can get 80 smiles or better. I know you can do it. Alright, we're about ready to get started. Knock 'em dead, Haruka-chan. That's a lot of flowers. Have those flowers always been there? I don't think those flowers have always been there. Hello and welcome to Love to See You Smile. How's everybody doing today? And how are you all sleeping these days? And what's a nice hot drink to have after skating? With marshmallows, right? Let's get started then, shall we? Today's guest, joining us for the third time, is the incredible singing sensation Haruka Sawamura-chan.
Hello everyone, I'm Haruka Sawamura. It's nice to meet you all.
Just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
And there you have it, people. Haruka-chan's famous smile. So, today let's delve a little deeper into what it's really like to be an idol. So here's the questions for you. You're very fit and slim, aren't you? What do you do to stay so slender?
I don't really do anything special. I get a lot of exercise with my daily dance lessons, so I don't seem to gain weight no matter how much I eat.
Well, aren't you lucky? Wish I could say the same. I'm starting to get a spare tire around the middle. What do you people who are overweight? What do you think of people who are overweight anyway?
I hope they can lose some weight.
For the sake of their health, I hope they can lose some of the weight.
Yeah, that's just what the doctors say too. Eat less, exercise more, and lead a healthy life. But even when we know we should, it's still hard to do.
Especially with chocolate and ale. Beer in general. And wine. And more chocolate. Those dry roasted peanuts. And chocolate. And beer. And wine. But not whiskey, though. No, no, no. Oh, I'm nearly out of whiskey, which is a crying shame. I shall have to pick some more up tomorrow. Seriously, that's all I have left. That is all that remains of the mighty Bushmills. What am I going to do when I run out? I'll have to drink water. Heaven forbid. Heaven forbid. Anyway.
But even when we know we should, it's still a hard thing to do.
What? No whiskey at all? Oh no, I've still got plenty in the flask. Oh, there's still plenty in the flask, but the flask is for the streams. No, I'll go to Morrison's tomorrow and get some more. It's just this evening. But in fairness, I'm not going to drink that much whiskey because whiskey hangovers are bleeding awful. I mean, but no other bottles? Well, I technically do. But the only whiskey that I technically have left after I finish the Bushmills is a bottle of first batch Angel Tear. Was it Angel's Nectar? Or was it Angel's Tears? No, it was Angel's Nectar, I think. And a bottle of Uncle Duke's from Brewdog, which they don't make anymore. So I have a choice of drinking a bottle of whiskey that no longer exists, and I could potentially sell it at some point down the line, or drinking a bottle of my favourite blend, but it's a first batch, and I could probably sell down the line. So yes, unless I open up the special drawer in my desk and find, yes, I am sad enough to have a special whiskey drawer in my desk, and find that I have forgotten about a Jameson's Black Barrel or something that I put in there for reasons even I don't know at this point. Yeah, no whiskey. That's all I have left. That's all I have left. At work? No, in my study at home. Look. Would I like to have my very own whiskey drawer in my desk at work? Oh, yes. Would I be trusted with having my very own whiskey drawer at work? No. No, I would not. One cluster blowy uppy downy situation, and I will just be happily sat there at my desk singing the gnome song as I am drowning my sorrows in scotch. It wouldn't be very good. Wouldn't be very productive. Entertaining for all involved, but most certainly not very productive. Oh yes.
Yes, but we all have to try for our own sake.
Huh? Yes. If I lose some weight, would you give me some kind of reward?
No, I don't think so. Well, maybe a gold star on a poster.
Good answer. Why should you, right? Oh, let's see. This might be a generalization, but people tend to look up to idols. Many people even believe part of an idol's job should be to set a good example. Idols who indulge in underage drinking and smoking take a real beating in the media. Oh, they might even get severely criticized for something like crossing on a red light. Do you ever feel under that much scrutiny?
Good question. Yes. Rule is rule and should be followed. Wrong voice.
Rules are rules for a reason. As responsible members of society, we should follow them. I never feel like I'm under too much scrutiny.
What a mature young lady you are. You're absolutely right. Some people might bend the rules if they think nobody's looking, but we're always being judged from up high.
Deep.
I was saying the same thing to our assistant director the other day. And then he goes and puts it out on social media that I gave him a big, long lecture. I tell you, sometimes I feel like I'm under too much scrutiny. So, now that you've been in Osaka TV a few times, what do you think about all the people starting to recognize you?
Oh, I'm truly grateful. When I first came here to Okinawa, I didn't know what I was going to do, what I was going to make. If I was going to make it. But now I'm here. I'm getting to do so much wonderful work.
I think you'll continue to get loads and loads and lots of work.
You really think so?
Oh, what are your hopes for the future? Are you hoping to gain some ground on the national stage?
I want to always stay here in Osaka. The city's been so very kind and supportive.
But if you win the Princess League, aren't you supposed to have a national debut?
Yes, that's right.
So does that mean you'll be leaving Osaka?
Oh,
Don't tell me you don't realize this. Well, folks, looks like we're about out of time today. Thank you for the chat, Haruka-chan. And now comes everybody's favorite part. It's time for that smile. Each one of the audience members has a button in front of them. If you think Haruka-chan has been interesting, then they'll press that button and give her a smile. This time, if you get 80 smiles or more, I'll give you an exclusive Nomu-san phone strap. Your third or fourth or second, I forget. Before voting begins, why don't you go ahead and say something to the audience?
Show me some love. No. It is this one. Thank you, everyone.
thank you for the wonderful support, everyone. I hope you vote for me.
Isn't she cute? I hope you all vote for her too. Okay, audience, if you thought Haruka-chan was an interesting press, your button.
100's more than 80, right?
Would you look at that? Isn't that great?
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Haruka-chan. You win the Nomu-san strap. Well, until we meet again. What's that we always say? Love to see you.
Thank you, Haruka-chan. That went
あり
well.
がとうございます。
Thank you. I'm glad you think so.
Yes, yes, you're pretty good at this talk show thing now. And keep it up the next time, and we'll have some great shows. Awesome. Good boo. Right, while that's loading.
うまくいったよね。
Just have to check something. Yay! A gift has arrived from a fan. What have we got? Equipping this poster filled with messages from fans allows your idle heat to last even longer. Let's switch out the fan letter then. Oh, that's everything. Okay. What else have we got then? Love to see you smile 4, probably. Yep. More magazine interviews. Oh. Right, we have a choice. More love to see you smile or more articles. Let's switch it up with a magazine interview.
Let's see what Yamaru-san's memo says.
Beginner is a magazine that provides audition information and leads on how to become a model, TV personality, or voice actor. It's aimed at pre-teen and teen girls who want to be famous, just the kind of reader who would be fascinated by your story. The interviewer will be Asano-san. She's apparently brand new to this, so I don't know how smoothly it'll go. She sure is gung-ho though. The interview will be about how you became an idol. I don't think she'll delve into your past too deeply, but you have a complicated family history. Make sure that you tread carefully. Also, apologies if I'm a bit sniffly, but I picked up a cold when I was down in Windsor last weekend.
Okay, so this is what I have to keep in mind for the interview. The interview is going to be about how I became an idol. The target is teenage girls who want to be famous, so I should try to encourage them to follow their dreams. Alright, got it. Hello, I am here for the interview. I am so sorry I'm late. Oh, the interview is here. Hello, I'm Asano from Beginner. Nice to meet you, Haruka-chan. Hello, thank you very much for coming. Oh, let's see. Has your manager already told you what today's interview is about? I was told it would be about how I became an idol. Yes, that's right. Many of our readers are girls who dream of being famous one day, so your story can give them the hope they need to keep going. That sounds wonderful. Great. And I hope, and I'm so glad you've already been prepared. That should make things go a lot more smoothly. Okay, let's get started. Now, I hear that you were scouted out of Okinawa?
Hi.
Yes, that's right. They say you were just out shopping when somebody came up to you with an offer. So, what's your secret? Do you have any tips for us on how to get noticed like you did?
Act natural.
I think it's the best thing to do is just be yourself and act natural. If you go overboard trying to catch the eye of a scout, you might look strange. I see. I guess there really is a foolproof trick to getting noticed, huh? only discovered it by the president of my agency by chance. I guess it's just luck and being in the right place at the right time. I'm sure our readers would love to hear there was some kind of trick to it, but I guess that's what it is. Maybe if you have that certain something, it shows when you're just being yourself. Alright, moving on. What was the very first job you had after becoming an idol?
Okay then.
I don't mean dance lessons or anything like that. I mean real paying gig. If I recall, it was being a guest assistant on a TV show. It was part of a promotion for the Princess League. What kind of things does the TV show assistant do? I held signs and posters towards the camera. I basically just stood there and said nothing. Because you were already an idol, didn't you find that sort of work a little humiliating?
That's different from what I was expecting. Natural, it's exciting. Wait, what?
Was that question a little too hard to answer?
No, it was literally a case of why did that not... Okay. I don't know.
I'm sorry. No, if you don't say anything, I'll have to I'll have nothing to write in my article. All right. This next one is my last question. Do you have any regrets about becoming famous? The more famous you become, the harder it is to just be a regular girl, right? You're probably discouraged from having a romantic relationship, and people must recognize you wherever you go. With these negative side effects, would you still recommend trying to become famous to our readers? You can worry about that after you get famous. If you try and think too far ahead, you might lose focus on what you should be doing now. That's right. Instead of just dreaming, it's important to try and move forward and make the dreams come true. Is that it? Yes, I believe that's right. Yeah, well, nothing more convincing when you say it, Aruka-chan. Alright, that's the end of the interview. Thank you very much for your time. Of course, thank you for coming. To be honest, the interview wasn't as exactly as I hoped, but I think you've given me enough to work with. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope so. Yes, well, good luck to you. Maybe we can do this again sometime. I'd like that. Thank you.
Cool.
うまくいったよね。
We have done another interview. Success of that. Fun. Indeed. In the sun. Right. We have two more love to see you smiles. So what I might do is we'll do 4. Then another interview. Oh good, it's men these next 2 times. So I'm going to have an easier time with the voices. Love to see you smile 4, then another interview, see you smile 5, then another interview. Actually, no, I want to finish on love to see you smile. So we'll go with the sensual gentleman's interview. This isn't going to end badly at all. Drinking fresh mango juice while goldfish shoals nibble at your toes. Indeed. Sensual Gentleman. Sensual Gentleman is a magazine that covers racy topics, but it's not considered particularly vulgar. Most of the readers are men in their 30s and 40s. Magazines like these are probably their only source of information on idols. It'd be terrific if you could win this segment of the market over, so do your best. The interviewer will be Mizuguchi-san. He can be a little inappropriate at times, but the interview shouldn't last long. So hang in there. The topic of the interview is advice for middle-aged men on how to be popular with younger women. Oh, okay then. what they should do to get their attention and things like that. Well, let's face it, I need all the help I can get, so...
Okay, so this is what I have to keep in mind for the interview. The interview is going to be about how middle-aged men can be popular with young women. The readers are mostly men in their 30s and 40s, so I should try to make my answers appeal to that audience.
Answer number 1, don't.
Alright, got it.
Hello, is everything ready for today's interview?
Oh, the interviewer's here.
Hey there, I'm Mr. Gucci from Central Gentleman. Very nice to meet you, Ruka-chan.
So I actually have the stuff here.
Right. Thank you very much for coming.
Oh boy, an interview with a young new idol. I've been looking forward to this one, alright? Alright. You sure are a cute little thing, you know?
Thank you.
No trouble, no trouble. So, about this interview. Have you been told what it's about?
I was told it would be about how middle-aged men could be popular with young women.
Yep, that's it in a nutshell. Can't beat hearing it directly from the horse's mouth. Or in this case, a cute young idol. Am I right? I'm right. Am I right? Yeah, I'm right.
I'm not really sure.
Of course I'm right. Trust me, I'm right. Okay, let's get the ball rolling. Let's get going. Question 1. In your eyes, what age do y'all consider a middle-aged man?
Sorry?
I want to get your definition. When you think of a middle-aged man, how about old is he?
Between 35 and 50, any man over 20 is no longer a young man.
Oh, that's a bit harsh.
I would say anywhere between 35 and 50 is middle-aged.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm doomed.
So you think a guy in his early 30s is still young, huh?
Yes, I do.
Well, with a liberal view like that on a man's ages, I think this interview's gonna go great. Can't wait to see what else you'll have up to say. Okay, next question.
Let's imagine for a minute that you're over 18, and there's an older man you like. So he asks you out on a late night date. Where do you like to go?
A late night, you say?
Yeah, well, older men work during the daytime. Besides, guys might get some dirty looks if they're out with a younger woman during the day. And they're adults after all, so, of course, they want to go as far as they can if possible.
I see.
So, what destination would make you want to say yes to a date? Private karaoke bar? Hey, I'm right. Haha.
I like to sing, so a private karaoke room.
But as a young lady, wouldn't you be a little worried?
I mean, it's a private room and all. What if he suddenly makes a move?
Oh, I'm not really sure.
Of course, I'd never do anything like that. I can tell you one thing, though. I bet our readers are going to like that answer of yours. Now, for the last question of the interview. If you were over 18, do you think you could ever consider having sex with a middle-aged man?
What?
Hey, it's the last question and all, so I thought, what the heck?
It'd be a great way to end the article, too. So, what do you think? Would you have sex with a middle-aged man? Yes, Haruka, what is the answer? Only if I'm in love. Yeah, that's a fair answer.
I'm not really sure, but I think maybe if I was in love with him.
Seriously? Whoa. Oh, I'm glad I asked.
This'll be great. Thanks a bunch for that juicy nugget. Or common sense? Logic? Then again... No, never mind. I'm not going to follow that chain of thought too far. Well, that just about wraps it up. Thanks for being so patient. I'm sorry for asking you such an inappropriate question. Well, then, 10, welcome. I've officially crashed out of life, university. The local community college where you're currently learning woodworking by building small mansions for birds. A group interview that took 2 hours. Oh, good lord. And then again, I had when I got my first job, my interview was 2 hours, but it was more to do with the fact that I just hit it off with the manager interviewing me, and I just talked about building PCs for about 2 hours. It was a lengthy interview, but I succeeded because I got the job, so there we go. Hey all, Papavirus, welcome, and they had to edit that sub-story in the West. Of course they did. And the GCSE math test. Oh, well, I would have failed immediately. For a warehouse job. The job market in this country is knackered at the moment, so it doesn't surprise me. There's too many highly educated people trying to get 2 lower wage jobs, basically, because there's no jobs to go around, so yeah. Also, why is there a mark on this? Oh, sorry. Oh, no, it's just something stuck to the key for a minute, though. I thought there was a light leak on one of my keyboard keys. Last minute continue. Welcome. Also, thank you very much for the resub. Much appreciated. 46 months in a row. Neat. Welcome back to the Inner Circle, Samurai. Cheers. Yes, that does seem a bit daft. Oh, no, actually, in fairness, when I went for an interview with Ford as an apprentice mechanic, I was expected to do functional skills tests, so I had to do an English exam and a math exam. So, yeah, I mean, any means to basically whittle down the applicants. But yeah, the jobs market's knackered at the moment. It's a warehouse job, but if a lot of people are going for it, well, they're going to run it, so yeah. It sucks, don't get me wrong, it sucks, but I can also sort of see the logic behind it. What was that? What do you mean small... What do you mean small mansions for birds? For birds! Birds! Little flappy things that go tweet, tweet, not a burr. As much as it would be interesting to see somebody make a small mansion for a burr, the chances are they're probably going to get eaten the moment they get close. So, yes. I suppose a black burr's kind of small, so a small mansion would work. Grizzly bear, no chance. It's big, angry, just... Well, I have a job. Now I'm part of the Cyberdark Impacts, a new age retroactivist group dedicated to building and constructing as many houses and schools for the purpose of educating a single small man by the name of Bilberry. Birds don't flap or go tweet. I said birds. B-I-R-D. Birds. Anyway. Not black bears. They are less aggressive than your polars and your grizzlies. They are indeed less aggressive. I forgot about polar bears. Oh yes, no. Small, the size of a small car, coming charging towards me in the middle of an Arctic desert. No. We're not doing that. No, Ezio, birds are spelled B-E-A-R-S. B-I-R-D-S is a bird, and a burr is a burr. A bird has wings and feathers and goes tweet. A burr is big, covered in fur, and roars, I think. They catch salmon in the Canadian rivers of Canada. How am I having this conversation? Well, a lot of job securities are about to a lot of jobs in security are about to open up if the government gets its way with the immigration laws. I think a lot of jobs are going to open up in various other places, but preferably high-skilled jobs. Well, there we go. Ezio, you just said the same thing twice. No, I didn't. Bird, burr. Bird, burr. Anyway, what was I doing? Playing a game. I can see why you're so popular. You've got a new fan in me. Now I'm rooting for you. Thanks for your time. I hope we can have another interview soon.
Of course, thank you very much for coming. Say furry and ferry.
Furry?
Ferry.
One is a thing from The Legend of Zelda. The other one is a big boat that cars ride in. Or would it be a ship because it has lifeboats? Anyway. Yay! My singing's leveled up by having a conversation. Right. Ezio, if you have a small plastic container with a screw on There we go. I was wondering what that word was. If you had a small plastic container with a screw-on cap containing H2O, what would you call it? A bottle. A water bottle. Is it take the piss out of Ezio's accent evening again? Oh, sorry, didn't hear that. Try again. Watch it in the YouTube archive. You can find it linked in the panels down below, containing playlists of every game, every journey that we've ever been on here on this channel, complete with the ability to rewind 10 seconds at a time. Enjoy. Anyway, Uruka-chan, thank you for coming again today. Oh, I should probably load up the guide for this one. This is 4, isn't it? So this is your 4th time on the show, isn't it? I bet you're a seasoned pro by now.
Oh no, not at all. Nomu-san always has to help me along.
I think you're doing just fine. What we're going to have you talk about today is what goes on behind the scenes of being an idol. Nomu-san really likes thinking about that kind of thing. Or talking about that kind of thing as well. We want you to try and get to 85 smiles this time, so go out there and win everybody's hearts.
I'll do my best.
All right, we're about ready to get started. Knock 'em dead, Ruka-chan. No, that's the wrong glass. I'm not putting a pint of wine in there. I have a glass of wine. Much more sensible. I shall get to that answer in a moment.
Hello and welcome to Love to See You Smile. How's everybody doing today? And how are you all sleeping these days? And what's that flightless bird that's gone extinct? There we go. And now it's all right with the world of Love to See You Smile. Let's get started then, shall we? Today's guest will be joining us for the 4th time now. It is an adorable singing sensation, Haruka Sawamura-chan.
沢村遥です。よろしくお願いします。
It's nice to see you all.
I can only imagine this is Japanese wordplay that makes more sense in Japanese. Nice to see you. To see ya. Oh, nice to see you smile. And it probably is. I got that because the Japanese audience just says the same thing over and over again.
You're really getting into this, aren't you? Adorable as ever, right, folks?
ありがとうございます。
Okay. Today I thought we could talk with Haruka-chan about behind-the-scenes things in her life as a knight.
Can you marvelous right?
First off, what time do you start work? Or does it depend on the day?
When I don't already have work in the morning, well, when I don't already have work in the morning hours, I try to get to my agency at about 8 o'clock.
I can only dream of getting to work at 8 o'clock these days.
That's when I have my voice and dance lessons.
I bet an idol's lessons are pretty rough. What are your teachers like? Do you ever get mad at them for being too tough on you?
Yes, I get really furious sometimes. Sometimes I wonder why they can't just be a little nicer.
I too have thought about this at karate. Not so much a little nicer, and more a case of, why are you picking on me so much? You were supposed to say nice.
I don't know.
Oh, love to see, nice to see you nice, right. Good old Brucey. Right, yes, fair enough. Wait, what was that the quote? Let's see. No, I think that was Bruce Forsyth. I know it's Bruce Forsyth. I was trying to think, wait, is that the actual quote or am I misremembering it? Mentioning Bruce Forsyth, by the way, if you enjoy the Rat Pack, he did a very good sort of interviewee show thing with Sammy Davis Jr. from the Rat Pack. They were actually very good friends. He was good friends with the Rat Pack. I remember a BBC documentary, or I only caught a bit of it, where he ended up in Vegas seeing the tribute Rat Pack. And it was the only time I've seen him disgusted. Brucey was always all that lovable character, but he generally did not like the tribute to the Rat Pack. Which, I mean, fair enough. If you knew the chaps in real life, then obviously... yeah, I can understand it. Now that's a man that was surrounded by young women. Yes, he was. I suddenly remember the days that he was on Strictly Come Dancing. I used to, catching bits and pieces of it before episodes of Merlin started, so there we go. Have you noticed no scandals have ever come out about Brucey? He was truly a master of his craft. Unlike other members of the BBC that we shan't mention in good company.
You sure you want to say that on TV? They're going to see this, you know.
Oops, I guess you're right.
I've seen things, marvellous.
You'd better smooth things over now while you have a chance. Just say you were just kidding.
いえ
Well, it's too late now.
What do you even do? Wait. So, do you ever do any kind of fan appreciation? Like autograph or handshake events? What's it like to meet the fans up close like that? Although I guess your fans are nearby right now. Would you look at that? She responds to her fans like a real pro.
Also, did you know for the best viewers on Twitch and other streaming platforms of your choice, you can go to diddly nomu san dingus donly dooley bolly. Look at all those flowers. Oh, good lord, all of those flowers. How many flowers are there and why are there pissing lilies in those bouquets? .wibble.co.jp.com. And now a continuation of our pre-prescribed and other bits and pieces broadcast. AKA an idiot in the corner of a TV show in Japan making funny faces and odd voices while people on the TV do things. Anyway. Yeah, I don't have a segue back into the game, so let's continue.
Would you look at that? She responds to her fans like a real pro.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much.
Besides, shows like this, when do you get a chance to meet your fans in person?
そうですね。
Well, I do have handshake events and things like that, just as you said. Also, and this is really bugging me now, the music playing in the background sounds like something out of Shantae Half Genie Hero. I've heard the music in that game so many times as I play it, and it sounds kind of like the waterfall level. And now I've heard that sort of beat melody in the background, I cannot unhear it. Every time every bit of dialogue now, I just have me jumping up and down the waterfall, looking for mermaids playing in the back of my head, and it's slightly annoying. Not the mermaids, obviously, just the fact that I'm trying to focus on one game. Anyway, sorry, I'm going on a ramble again. Well, I do. Oh, I've already read that.
Oh, do you have any fans ever get overzealous, shall we say?
You mean like the ones that sniff their hands whenever she shakes them? Yes, we do.
An idol in Tokyo once told me a fan wouldn't let go of her hand and started saying some pretty obscene things. What would you do in that case?
Obscene things? Like what?
Oh, I don't really know, but probably something like, "That's a nice rack you've got there," or "Why don't we go get a room?" Or "May I please see your..." I mean, you know how it is.
Really? What else?
Hey, now, enough with this line of questioning. You're an rival, so I bet your agency has rules against you dating, right?
No, not really. But I'm so busy right now, I don't even have time to think about it.
But you must be popular with the boys at school, right? I know if I was your age, I'd be falling all over myself.
ありがとうございます。
You're too kind.
When it comes to guys, what's your type anyway?
You're on TV, you creep. No. Wait, after watching a few episodes of Torchwood, I have come to the conclusion on one thing. I simply cannot take Welsh accents seriously. Oh, mean. Funny type. Ah, if only she wasn't fictional. Then again, would you say that I'm funny? A bit over the top. Apparently I am. At least I managed to get enough laughs whenever I'm doing the demonstrations at work. So where's my phone gone off? Oh, apparently there's some sort of Uber event tomorrow. Yes, I shall immediately order a taxi just to partake in this event. Good. Right. Sorry, what else is this, and is it work-related? Anyway. Trying to think of an unproblematic... Trying to think of an unproblematic this morning host that I cannot say. Oh, when I know who you mean. Now, what's this? Right, give me a second. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yes.
I like the funny type. Someone who can really make me laugh.
Wait a minute, you're talking about me, aren't you? I had no idea you felt this way about me, Haruka-chan. Well, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but my heart belongs to my audience, let alone my wife. I'm afraid you and I can never be. Please, don't take it too hard.
Well, that's all right.
She sounds absolutely heartbroken, folks.
We'll go for Matt Baker on the one show. Could you imagine Matt Baker saying those things to a 16-year-old on the one show? No, but it's Japan. It's just... They have a slightly different rule set.
Well, looks like we're about to reach the time for today. Thanks for our chat, Haruka-chan.
Actually, I haven't seen Matt Baker on the one show for a very long time. I don't think he's still doing it now.
ありがとうございます
And now comes everybody's favorite part. It's time for the smile vote. Each one of the audience members has a button in front of them. If they think Haruka-chan has been interesting, they'll press the button and give her a smile.
No, never watched it fully. Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's time. If you get 85 smiles or more, I'll give you an exclusive Nomu-san phone strap.
I'm going to have to check my inventory to see that I'm actually getting these phone straps.
Before voting begins, you have something to say to the audience.
Good question.
わかりました
All right. I was really nervous,
ありがとうございます
but I had a lot of fun. I still hope you can vote for me.
Isn't she cute, everyone? I hope you all vote for her too.
So did you get a chance to watch the latest Doctor Who? No, I did not. I ended up catching a review of it online, and I can say that it just... Yeah. Still not convinced it's for me. Still not convinced it's for me. That, and they also keep doubling down on the Fugitive Doctor, which is just still one of the stupidest ideas. Nice twist. It was a twist that nobody saw coming because it was so absolutely insane. And it's just, you've just created an entirely new Doctor that you keep trying to make special, and it's just... Why couldn't it be a Romana or somebody? Why? Anyway, it's just no. I don't know. I just don't gel with it in its current iteration. As far as I'm concerned, it ended with Capaldi. Even Tennant coming back was just a letdown. I don't know. It's just broken. It seems that they've completely foregone story. Or maybe it's the acting.
sometimes you see a brief glimpse of what could be a good story, and then the Doctor starts crying again, and it's just, well, okay then, sure. I must admit though, the Lux episode, I don't like Lux. I'm sort of a sucker for that 2D animation and a 3D, like, you know, the Who Framed Roger Rabbit style of like cartoon in the real world. I'm a bit of a sucker for that one. Same with Ozzy and Drix actually, but no, there's too many hang-ups, and everyone, I think most people here know of what a stickler for lore I am, and they basically just completely rewrote entire swathes of lore for... It's just... Yeah, tripe. I'm gonna go with tripe. It's like they're trying to chase a younger audience, and they're going about it in completely the wrong way. Can we write good stories? No, well, pander to Twitter, because that's what people enjoy, and it's just, that's true, you have found your audience now, but it's a very small audience, and you've completely obliterated your loyal fan base. So congratulations, you've got rid of the people you don't want watching. Now what? Why is Haruka's hair waving around on its own? This is a question that has been asked by many people at this point. I think she has Princess Celestia syndrome, where her hair is just continuously blowing in an ethereal wind because she's secretly a goddess. Yeah, that's my answer. That, or the game engine's slightly screwy. Or maybe the AC is just really powerful in this place and Nomu's hair doesn't move because it's so gelled. It's just amazing the reasons they come up with to bring back the Daleks. I'm not sure how true it still is, but once upon a time it was a case that the creator of the Daleks' estate required the Daleks to at least make an appearance in every season of Doctor Who. So eventually the Daleks should appear in this series. They didn't in the previous one though, so they may have broken that contract, probably because they don't want it attached to the utter tripe that Doctor Who has become, but you know. Now I think about it, yes, they appeared in Eccleston's. They appeared in Tennant's. Did they appear in Tennant's first? Yes, they did. Doomsday. Did they appear in... Yes, they appeared with Daleks in Manhattan. Then after Martha, there was Donna. They appear in that one? Yes, they did. They appeared in Journey's End. That was a very good finale. They appear in Matt Smith's. Yes, they did. They appeared in Matt Smith's first one. Sorry, I'll get back to the game in a moment. Oh yeah, the Ironside Daleks. Did they appear in Smith's other series though? Yes, of course, Asylum of the Daleks. Is there an episode with Clara that they appeared? Yes, of course, they appeared in the finales. They appeared in Capaldi's. They appear in all Capaldi's. They appeared in the... I think they did. Apart and Whittaker's, they didn't appear in any of Whittaker's first series, but they appeared in the Christmas special or New Year's special. Sorry, I've gone on a complete tangent again. I should probably get on with the game. And the Cybermen, they send them to another universe, and they keep coming back in hilarious new ways. No, but you have to remember that the Cybermen already existed in the original universe. The Cybermen were from Mombas, which I think is also the same homeworld as Sonic the Hedgehog, but we'll gloss over that one. And the Mombasian Cybermen were basically just humanoids who then started replacing parts of their bodies with cybernetic technology, and then they went too far, so eventually they were just a brain and a helmet. Well, actually, the original Cybermen were slightly more man than machine. They were like cyborgs, and they were terrifying. But yeah, and eventually they evolved to a point where they were just a brain in a suit of armor.
And then when they did the whole New Who sort of reboot, restart thing, then the Mombasian Cybermen did appear, and then they had the parallel worlds stuff where we had a new origin for the Cybermen, and then those Cybermen leaked through the fractions of time, and then as the series progressed, it sort of kind of merged into one. Kind of not even merged into one, because the paralleled Cybermen end up obliterated and going back to the other universe where one assumes that they were completely defeated, and then the Mombasian Cybermen return. Well, they never quite accurately said it was Mombasian Cybermen, because by that point they'd evolved too far. So yeah, the Cybermen after Doomsday are technically the Mombasian, or maybe their technology's interlinked, because I assume the Cybermen leaked through other gaps or managed to send information across to... It gets confusing. But yes, they did say. Did they say? No, I'm going to need some context on that, chat. But my understanding is that the Cybermen we see are both a mix of Mombasian and some of the parallel worlds stuff. The Two Masters in Capaldi's episode. Oh, yes! Yes, they did, because they encountered the Mombasian Cybermen on the spaceship going into the black hole. Oh, sorry. Yes, spoilers. Forgot about that. I won't say any more on that, but yeah, it's anyway. Long and the short of it is, they're not all the parallel world Cybermen. There are the Mombasian Cybermen. Cybermen already existed in the universe as it was. It's just they brought the parallel worlds one in, and then they got rid of them, and then the Mombasians come back, and... 12 Masters, 4 Ranis, and Dog, and the Super Glue episode. Is that the one where the Azorbalop returns? God, that was a weird episode. And the less said about that paving slab, the better. Or rather, what they got up to post-paving slab. Damn you, Blue Peter! Yes! They did run another competition, but that one was to design the Doctor's TARDIS, or at least a TARDIS console, which actually turned out to be a really good episode. I do like that episode, and it has forever tainted me, unfortunately, but yes. The Doctor's Wife. That was a good episode. I don't know why they've never redone it, but that was a good episode. That's a good episode. Anyway.
Okay, audience, now that idiot has stopped ranting about a show from decades ago. If you thought Haruka-chan was interesting, press your button now.
I really want to go back and watch some classic Doctor Who now. I want to watch some Tom Baker. I keep meaning to go back and watch through the Hartnell eras. I want to watch all of Classic Who, even the Colin Baker series. I've seen snippets of it, and I watched the Colin Baker series when I was younger, and it was just... You go off Peter Davison, who was really good, and then you've got Colin Baker, who was always just sort of angry to me. And then you get to Sylvester McCoy, and a lot of people don't like Sylvester McCoy, but I quite enjoyed Sylvester McCoy as the Doctor. What have I seen? Also, Patrick Troughton. I've not watched much of his series, and apparently he's a really good Doctor. So yes, I'll go back and watch Hartnell, which I've only seen very minimal amounts of. I want to see all of it. I've seen bits and pieces of John Pertwee's as well, where he's basically just dressed as a dandy, doing Newtonian karate against various aliens. Just, you're a soldier with a gun. Whatcha? And then he go, bonk. It's just, that works. And then you've got Tom Baker, who is just the Doctor. Let's face it, you're never going to get a better Doctor than Tom Baker. Some of the new Doctors, I mean, no, out of Classic Who, they're never going to beat Tom Baker. In terms of new Who, Tennant in his heyday,
Probably. I also really like Matt Smith. I know Matt Smith gets a lot of hate for various bits and pieces, but if you ever wonder why I wave my arms around as much as I do when I'm, on camera and doing stuff, a part of me has to blame Matt Smith for that. I don't know, some of his way he portrayed the Doctor sort of just stuck with me. Eccleston was good. He played a good Doctor. Like I said, Tennant, brilliant. Probably my favourite of the new Who series. Matt Smith was very good. I think he worked better when he was with Clara towards the end, but it's each to their own on that one. Then you've got Capaldi, who, hampered by really naff scripts, but he really came into his own by the end of it. They started him off as like a really dark Doctor, and maybe if I rewatch it, I'll appreciate him more. But I appreciated him closer towards the end when he became more of sort of the Tom Baker-ish, more relaxed sort of, rather than just like post-war. He sort of like an Eccleston Doctor, but I don't know. I thought he improved as they sort of mellowed him out a bit. But then again, that's part of the character arc, really, because even though it's a Doctor, it's a new regeneration, so you have a bit of a character arc, and then he came into his own, and brilliant, and yeah. And then you got Twice Upon a Time. I love Twice Upon a Time. Would I say it's as good as The Day of the Doctor? No. But it was a good send-off, and that speech at the end, it's just... Sorry, I've gotten a little nostalgic. Anyway. I can't really say much about the 8th Doctor. Paul McGann. Apparently he's very good, but it's all in the audio dramas, because he had a movie, and then there was audio dramas, then you had The Night of the Doctor, and he was good in that. They should do a Paul McGann miniseries. Or they should, if they get the chance. The game. Yes, sorry, the game. This thing that I'm here to play rather than just talking about Doctor Who for the next 4 hours.
What? Idiots can sure talk about Doctor Who. But anyway, would you look at that? Isn't that great? 100 score. Congratulations, Haruka-chan.
ありがとうございます。
Congratulations, Haruka-chan. You win this Nomu-san strap. Well, until we meet again. What's that we always say? Love to see you.
Yay!
Thank you, everybody.
Passion. I'm so sorry, I was suddenly reminded by a quote from... Oh, what's his name? He played Superman. It'll come back to me when I stop thinking about it. Basically, one of the actors who played Superman, where he was asked on the set of The Witcher, or rather in an interview for The Witcher, is, what do you think about toxicity in the fandom? And people attacking you, and he basically said, I wouldn't say it's toxic, it's passion. People are passionate about the things that they enjoy, and I welcome it, or something along those lines. And it's just, yeah. Henry Cavill. Thank you, chat. Henry Cavill. It's a good interview, though, and it's just, that's it. I mean, I rant about The Legend of Zelda, but it's only because I love it. Same about Doctor Who. Do I love the current series? Heck no! I absolutely hate everything from the Whittaker era onwards. But I'm still passionate about what came before it. So yes, I'll happily rant about all the stuff I love about Doctor Who. I can't rant about anything positive about the Whittaker era because I personally think there isn't much positive at all. There was one companion in the Whittaker era who was a standout, and that's it. I have nothing good. Well, no, I have one good thing to say about the Ncuti Gatwa era, which is the actress who plays Ruby Sunday's cute. And she actually did put some effort in. I think she's fallen a bit off it now later on, in the interviews at least. But when she was interviewing before she started as the companion, I really wish I could remember her name.
it was a case of, well, she went back and watched the previous series of Doctor Who to try and learn what the companion does. That's what you need to do. You go back and you look at the source material and you build around that. And that's brilliant. And that, I remember the interview on BBC Breakfast. And I was like, yes, good on you, kid. Well, kid, she's probably about my age, to be honest. But good on you, sweetheart. You can do this and go for it. And she actually played a pretty good companion. I think she still is playing a pretty good companion whenever she turns up. But seems like that memo's missed everyone else, really. And it's just, I mean, David Tennant was a Doctor Who fan when he got the role. Matt Smith went back and watched all of Doctor Who before he started playing the role. Capaldi is legendarily a Doctor Who fan. I'm not sure about Eccleston, but in fairness, Eccleston just pulled off a brilliant Doctor anyway. So yeah, it's just... Sorry, YouTube, skip this part. Yeah, sorry, YouTube. Chat's got me on a rant, so, or on a roll, or whatever. A ranting roll. A rolling rant? Rolling rant. Rolling rant probably works a bit better. Maybe if I could ever think of an emote for that, we would have it for the chat. But anyway.
ありがとうございます。
Oh, you did very well.
Thank you. I'm so glad you think so.
Yes, you're pretty good at this talk show thing. Keep it up the next time, and we'll have some great shows.
Yes, sorry, I'll get back to playing more of the game than ranting about passion and things and stuff. But the joy of YouTube is you can actually skip this, whereas Twitch cannot. You have to sit here and listen or go and find something else to watch. To be honest, I don't blame you for wanting to go and watch something else rather than me sitting in front of the same old screen continuously ranting about things. Right, schedule. Right, so we'll have one more Love to See You Smile, but we've also got the Gossip Gals interview. Oh, this'll be joyous. And then we've run out of jobs. I don't think because we've finished all the jobs, but just because we've not unlocked the rest of them.
Let's see what Yamara-san's memo says.
Gossip Gals is a fairly hard-hitting gossip magazine. I didn't know this until after I accepted the interview, but the editorial department of Gossip Gal is in good with Osaka talent. Oh dear. They might try to talk T-set up and put you down, so watch out for that kind of thing. The interview will be Musada-san. He refers to himself as a creepy but in a cute way. Oh, good. Right. Creepy but in a good way. Oh, good lord.
Dun dun dun!
Hit the wrong button. Don't worry, I don't think anyone noticed. Kinda works anyway. The interview will be about your relationships with friends and any feuds you have going on with rivals. Or it will. Be very careful not to badmouth anyone. They'll twist your words and your image will be tarnished. Oh, good. No pressure, then.
Okay, so this is what I need to keep in mind for the interview. The interview is going to be about my friends and rivals, but I have to be sure not to badmouth anyone. Alright, got it. Whew, I finally made it.
Oh, wait.
I'm finally here. I'm here for my interview.
It's like being interviewed by the sun. No, she would be required to be topless, and we can't have that. She's underage. Not even sure how I'd manage to cope if they decided to go that route with this game, to be honest. Thankfully, they haven't.
Hello, I'm Suda from Gossip Gal. You ready for this?
I think so. Thank you very much for coming.
You're much more reserved than I expected. And after seeing you on TV, I thought you might have more of a charismatic aura.
Oh,
Anyway, let's get on with this, shall we? Have you already been told what today's interview is going to be about?
Relationship with friends. Unlike the son, who frequently have underage girls topless in page 3. No, wait. I was going to say no, they don't. And then I have to remember it's the son. I know I'm playing devil's advocate here, and for the son of all bloody rags, but is it because they've just glossed over the truth, or is it because these young girls have lied about their age to try and get famous? Because let's face it, that's something that's bound to happen. I'm not even sure the son even has that anymore, but in fairness, I've never bought a copy of the Sun in my life. I mean, why would I give them money? I think I've bought a copy of the Telegraph at one point. That's about it. To be honest, if I get my news, it's either from the BBC or from Ground News, who is not a sponsor. But hey, if anyone from Ground News is watching, I'd more than happily be sponsored by you for, you know, streaming and other things. And hey, if you're from a whiskey distillery, by all means, I'm very much welcoming any sponsorship deals. I will gladly put your whiskey in my flask. Well, you wouldn't. The Sun in Liverpool. Oh yeah, the amount of stickers I've seen calling to boycott the Sun, especially after all the Hillsborough stuff. I just wouldn't buy the Sun anyway. Why would I need to buy a newspaper to see? Anyway. For those who know, you know. For those who don't know, you're probably underage, and I try to keep this family friendly. So there we go. He says as he continuously waffles about waifus, but they're waifus. It's just anyway. The game. We must get on with the game. I was told this was about my relationship with friends.
Yep, that's it. And more importantly, I want to know about your rivals.
I see.
Readers really love the juicy stuff, you know. Backstabbing, bad-mouthing. The nastier, the better, I always say. And if you can put them in a pool of mud and wrestle them until the...
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I don't have anything like that for you.
Oh, come on. Let your guard down a little, will you? Well, on to the good stuff. First off, let me ask you about the Princess League. You've been pretty much crushing the competition, haven't you? Even to the untrained eye like mine, it's easy to see that you're head and shoulders above the rest. Given your superior talent, do you think any of the girls who what do you think of any of the what do you think of all the girls who are just not on your level? There we go. It took me about 4 attempts to get that sentence out. There we have it. That's a loaded question. No, I'll go with that.
I don't think I'm better than any of the girls participating in the Princess League. They're all good competitors.
But you've been winning against every single one of them, right? Doesn't that mean you're too good for them?
We're all getting it, giving it everything we have in the competition. Each performance is won and lost by very slim margins.
What a carefully worded answer. You know, I think your manager warned you not to say what you really think. It kind of defeats the point, actually. I hope you'll be a little more forthcoming in the rest of the interview. Now, let's talk about T-Set of Osaka Talent. You know who they are, don't you?
Hi.
Yes, I do.
They used to belong to Dynachair, you know. But they decided to jump ship to Osaka Talent. Must leave a bad taste in your mouth, wouldn't you say? So in light of all that, what do you think about T-Set being called the #1 idols in Osaka right now? Good question. Really bother me.
It doesn't really bother me. After all, it's not like we both belong to Dynachair at the same time. I'm sure my agency was in the mindset that they were free to go as they go, to come and go as they please, or go as they please even.
You're kidding me, right? Dynachair must have sunk a lot of money into getting them ready for the debut. That has to sting. If I were the president of Dynachair, I'd be hoping for their downfall right about now.
That's not the way we think.
If you say so. But it doesn't make it a very interesting interview. Okay, last question. I was told by T-Set's manager that Dynachair and T-Set got into a little tussle. Is that true?
What?
You don't know? The manager of yours named Hori grabbed one of T-Set's girl's arms and screamed at her. You were apparently right there when it happened. With rumors like this flying around, people are starting to say that Dynachair is using you as a weapon of vengeance against Osaka talent. Were you aware of this growing sentiment?
Dynachair isn't seeking revenge. We have a healthy rivalry, and it's perfectly friendly.
Oh, so you're saying that Hori-san didn't get into an argument with T-Set?
He did. But it had nothing to do with revenge. It was just a minor workplace disagreement, not something worth publicizing.
You're not giving much to write about, you know.
Just answering the current question truthfully.
You're a lot tougher than they said. Okay, that's the end of the interview. To be honest, I didn't get close to what I was after.
What were you after?
I was looking for something to tarnish your image with, of course. You know the saying, the nail that sticks out gets hammered down. I won't say who, but certain people wanted to see you brought down a peg or two. They asked me to write an article with that in mind. Well, you stood for them, and didn't give me a single opening. Looks like you win, kid.
Oh,
I hope you'll give me a chance to interview again without any funny business this time. Anyhow, I think you've just gained yourself a brand new fan. I'll be going now. Cool. You have a really creepy smile.
うまくいったよね。
is there a max fan limit?
I assume there might be. Well, I'm not going to gun for it because I suspect there's no major chance of getting to it. Right. Schedule. So that should be all the interviews done now. Yeah, there's only one left, and that's Love to See You Smile, so give me a minute. Cold sock. I mean, in fairness, I spent 3 days with training with about 100 to 200 100 to 200 karateka. So it's like a convention. I'm bound to have picked up a cold or something, but good lord, it's awful. Oh well, if nothing else, I have to look on the bright side, and it's going to boost my immune system. I must be ill. I've just been optimistic. You know, a mate of mine said, you're always the optimist. And I thought, how am I an optimist? Am I really that optimistic? I always thought myself as very much a pessimist. Well, whatever. Hello, Ruka-chan. Thank you for coming today. Marvellous. I should probably pull up the guide for this one. Then again, I suppose I must be an optimist 100% in many games as I usually do, so there we go. Or maybe I've just been drinking for so long that the booze has leaked into my mind and driven me mad, and also entirely possible. You are on the cynical side. Yeah, fair enough. Cynic. I'm a cynical Brit, you know. Sorry, I don't have the right to claim to be the mighty Total Biscuit. But I'd be lying if I said that cynicism probably didn't rub off on me. A bit of Basil Fawlty as well, and very much Doctor Who. So there we go. Anyway. Hello, Ruka-chan. Thank you for coming again today. This is your 5th and last time on the show, isn't it? I really appreciate all your hard work.
Why does it have to be our last time on... I forgot to check the wrist straps. Why does it have to be our last time, though? Surely you could invite us for more appearances on the show. There's no hard limit.
You could invite us back for the Christmas special.
An idea.
ありがとうございます。
I really appreciate being invited.
Keep up the good work when you go out there today. Also, keeping that window open was a good idea because it's actually pretty comfortable in here at the moment. Oh, I'm also out of wine. Oh dear. On this show, you'll be talking about the Princess League. It's a good plug for you too. We want to try and get you to 90 smiles this time. That way you can go out with a bang.
Okay, I'll do my best.
And this being your last time, it's customary for you to invite somebody to be your next guest. We'd like you to invite T-Set.
Oh, okay, so that's how they do it. They do a series of interviews for episodes, and then they have another series. Oh, okay, fair enough.
So you could come back as a special guest one day.
T-Set?
Yes. And even if they're not really your friends, could you say they are for the sake of the show? Alright, we're about ready to get started. Knock 'em dead.
Yeah, I'll go with cynical. I will say that I am rather cynical. I also have a dry wit about me. Very deadpan humour. Don't know where I picked that up. Teen Titans, maybe? I did watch a lot of that when I was growing up, but I always do like a dry humour. I always have been a bit of a fan of deadpan humour, so there we go.
Hello and welcome to Love to See You Smile. How's everybody doing today? And how are you all sleeping these days? And what's a slang term for a low rider?
That's not the word I was thinking of, but we'll gloss over that.
You're all too good for me, folks. Thank you for playing along.
You seem like a Yes Minister fan. Oh, I haven't watched Yes Minister in years. They did a very good skit of newspapers, though. But as we were mentioning newspapers earlier, if I find it, I'll put it in the tavern later. By the way, we have a Discord for anyone who hasn't actually encountered the Discord. I really should start linking... Actually, do I link it in the YouTube archive? I might link it in the YouTube archive. But yes, does this still work? For any lurkers who haven't encountered it, yes, we have a Discord server, because everyone has a Discord server these days. Not that I'm active on it. Not as frequently as I should be. Really need to start getting on top of that. But anyway, yes, we have a Discord server, and if at some point I will put in the tavern, if I find it, the clip I'm thinking of about the newspapers. But yes, Minister was a very clever show. One of the standout ones. Sorry, I'll get back to the game in a minute. One of the standout ones that I remember is I forget the full context of it. Was basically, but we must do something about the Russians. They are our enemies. No, Prime Minister. The Russians aren't our enemies. The French. The French are our enemies. Always stuck out with me. But anyway. Right.
You're too good for me, folks. Thank you for playing along.
Humphreys. I think that was the name of the MP, wasn't it? It was Humphreys. Could be wrong.
Let's get started, shall we? Today's guest will be joining us for the 5th and final time. Folks, I'm afraid this will be the end. It is the marvelous singing sensation, Ruka Sawamura.
沢村遥です。 よろしくお願いします。
Hello everyone, I'm Haruka Sawamura. It's nice to see you all.
Yes, she is.
What a beautiful smile. Your popularity is just shooting through the roof right now, isn't it?
ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much.
Okay, seeing as this is your last step, I thought we could finally talk about the Princess League.
I wonder if this is a daytime show. Like, they have Monday to Friday, and they have one guest on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then there's the weekend break, and then they have the next guests throughout the next week, which would be pretty cool, actually, I must admit. Actually, it does feel like it could be a daytime show, so, you know. Anyway.
Okay, seeing as this is your last... Oh, I've already read that bit.
I'm the thick of it. That's the one with Capaldi in it, isn't it? As the very sweary politician. I've never actually seen that. I've seen clips of it, but I've never actually watched the thick of it. That one sort of passed me by. I really should at some point, but no, I've never actually seen that one. It ain't half hot, Mum. In terms of sitcoms that stand out to me, Dad's Army, Hello Hello, It Ain't Half Hot, Mum. Some others do have them. A lot of BBC in this. Yes, Minister. Any others? Good Life? Not seen much of The Good Life, but I have seen The Good Life. That's about it, really. Classic BBC sitcoms. And they really... I sound like an old man, but they really don't make them like they used to. They were funny and they were silly, and now comedy just seems far too intellectual. They put in like really clever jokes that it's just... Where's the slapstick? I mean, what is wrong with a good old bit of slapstick? Or just something silly happening? But no, now it has to be all very political and very... Oh, and isn't that clever? My monocle nearly fell out. It's just... Really hate it. Just... Give me a French policeman who can't speak French talking about the fallen Madonna with the big boobies, and that's it. Admittedly, I can't see It Ain't Half Hot Mum ever making it on TV again. I can think of a lot of people who would find it very funny, but I can also think of a lot of people who would probably find it offensive, so fair enough. But comedy needs to be a little bit offensive. But anyway, sorry, going off another rant. Game. Probably game, yes, play game. That's why I'm here. I'm here to play a game, not to podcast. So there we go. Also reminds me that I'm supposed to star on a podcast, and I have yet to do any of the background prep work for it, so, yes.
As I'm sure you all know, the Princess League is a hit show that pits rivals against each other. The pressure must be intense.
そうですね。
Yes, it is. I get really nervous every single time.
You've been on it once.
That's because it's win or go home, isn't it? I bet there's a lot of tension backstage and between you and your opponents.
I assume that means that we're not going to see T-Set again, which is odd considering the amount of times that they've shown up in everything. Unless it's the final, in which case it's just like multiple rounds of us versus T-Set, which would maybe make sense. Yeah, I suppose it would make sense, otherwise we would have won.
Do you ever get picked on by the other contestants on the show?
No, never.
いえ、
Never. We all just play fair and try to do our best, that's it.
I'm sure. No thumbtacks on your chair or ripped outfits or anything?
Oh no, nothing like that. The thing when I was in school, some idiots decided it'd be fun to put fun tax on the stools in the science lab. Just... No. That's just mean. Also, you know, metal pin. You know, a bit of rust, tetanus. That's not fun.
Okay. So you don't get picked up. Does that mean that you're one harassing everyone else?
No, of course not.
When you're on the Princess League, your fans are all pretty close, aren't they? Hey, kind of like they are now, here in the audience.
Cute.
See that? You're a pro at this now.
ありがとうございます
Princess League, the audience members get pretty wild with enthusiasm, don't they?
Oh yes, it really encourages me to keep going and give it my all for a great show. I mean, I must admit, I did love the Princess League one we did previously. If it wasn't tied to the story, I would have happily gone through all of it by now.
I bet the audiences are much smaller when you're not performing on TV. Does that kind of thing make it harder for you to do your best?
Part of me is really sad because I did see an idol show sort of like that. When I was in Tokyo, I remember I was walking, I think it was to the pub to meet up with the rest of the lads in our karate club. And I did walk through this mall section. There was a stage and there were these idols on stage. And I did stop and watch them for a good while, to be honest. But yeah, there wasn't like a packed out audience on the benches, but there were more than a few people watching. I might have taken some pictures actually. But yes, I remember them being quite good. It was quite good, quite fun energy. But anyway, sorry, I'm now reminiscing rather than ranting. Yeah, I once stood on a rusty nail and I wasn't sure when I got my last tetanus injection. So because I called the GP the next day, they told me you should have went to the hospital. Yes, you should have went to the hospital. Yes. That was during the height of COVID too. Yes, you should have gone to the hospital. If you get any sort of blood draw from a rusty object, go to the hospital. Thing is with tetanus as well, it also comes from the soil, so you don't even have to cut yourself on a rusty nail. If you cut yourself and you get dirt, if you're like from an agricultural area, if you're in the middle of a city, obviously, it might not matter as much, but if you're in like a countryside area and you cut yourself and you get blood draw, it's still a good idea to get yourself checked on for tetanus, because yeah, you don't want to get tetanus. I always try to give everything I've got. I think that's the answer. I hope it is. When I'm on stage, I always try to give everything I've got. The number of guests doesn't affect the motivation.
Really? But doesn't the smaller audience at least take some of the pressure off?
Not at all. Still try my absolute best.
Okay. I see you ain't going to. When I think of that Princess League tea set to the idols that first come to mind, what are they really like?
What do you mean?
Well, when you see them on TV, they look so outgoing, flamboyant. But as your rivals on that Princess League, what are they like when they meet you backstage?
To be honest, they're pretty aggressive towards me.
Hold on. Are you really sure you want to say that on Earth? That comment could get you into some trouble later, you know. That's all you have to say.
I'm still alive. This is true. I think you'd be having a hard time to type if you were a corpse. So, yeah, thank you for that, Hoodlum. Just... Even so, you have to be very careful. At least when it comes to tens.
Well, folks, it looks like we're just about out of time for today. Thank you for our chat, Ruka-chan.
ありがとうございます。
And now comes everybody's favorite part. It's time for the smile vote. For each of our audience members has a button that is in front of them. If they think Haruka-chan has been interesting, they'll press that button and give her a smile. Since this is the last time, if you get 90 smiles or more, I'll give you an exclusive Numo-san bonus strap. Before the voting begins, why don't you go ahead and say something to the audience?
わかりました。
All right.
I'm grateful for all the time we've had
ありが
together.
とうございます。
After 5 times on the show, I'm grateful for all the time we've had together. I hope you vote for me.
Yes, thank you for coming on the show so many times. Okay, audience. If you thought Haruka-chan was interesting, press your button now.
It's the last time on the show. I mean, did you expect me not to?
Whoa, you did it, Haruka-chan. You managed to break 90 smiles.
ありがとうございます。
Congratulations, Haruka-chan. You win the Nomu-san strap. Okay, Haruka-chan, before we say goodbye, and chat says goodbye to this Churchill-chan voice for possibly forever. We'd like you to invite a friend of yours to be our next guest here on the show. Who would you like to invite?
はい。
Let's see. I think I'd like to invite...
It's definitely T-set, right? Yes, it's definitely.
I think I'd like to invite the T-set girls.
I'd be quite curious to see their interviews, to be honest, but there we go.
All right, you heard it, folks. Our guests next time will be the T-set girls. Haruka-chan, thank you for coming on our show, and 5 times at that.
ありがとうございます。
Sorry, I'm still sniffling. Anyway.
Thank you for having me.
Well, until we next meet again.
Wait, that's my line!
What's that we always say? Love to see you.
Hooray!
ありがとうございました。
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Haruka-chan. And that does it for all 5
あり
segments.
がとうございました。
Thank you very much for having me on the show.
You did an outstanding job. I'd say her is continuously blowing an ethereal breeze. Anyway, I'd say that was a big success, both for you and for Love to see you smile. 3,000 XP gained. Awesome. I've just realised basic skill doesn't have a bar, but the others do. Does that mean I've not fully upgraded them yet, or does that... No, never mind. And there we go for the moment, I think. What's your schedule? I think we've done everything now, haven't we? I mean, I'll check the completion list, or rather, I'll check the sub-story list, but I think we can't do anything else for now. That's all the jobs for now. Side stories. Okay, so we've done 2 of the dance battle stories, and we've done 46 of 48. So we can still do some more of those, but we haven't got around to them yet. Which means, unfortunately, I'm now going to have to save... Well, I'm going to throw some junk in the item box, and then... What time are we on? Oh, we're not at the 2-hour mark yet, so I can go a bit longer. I don't quite know what I'm going to do, that's the problem. Wait a minute. Battle Royale, nice. Yeah, hold it. The story. Do I have to? Well, first I'm going to save the game now that we've done all of that, so cool. Or lose health for restaurants. This is true, I should lose health for restaurants. I still have plenty of restaurants to do. I might get an app stim stuff, but... Sorry, give me a minute. I also need to try and multitask and do some bits and pieces. Give me a minute. Sorry, is that all sorted? Yes, marvellous. Okay. Onwards. Story. I cannot remember what I'm supposed to do. I have a meetup with Harry-san, he's out in front of Don Quixote. We have time to do a bit more story, and so we're going to do a bit more story.
Dun dun dun!
I know, not often I do story, but there we go. I'll keep the jobs open for the moment. I'll switch back to that, and I'll switch to that. Yes, cool. Right, Don Quixote. Can't even remember where I'm up to with the restaurants. It's been a while. Food and drink. Highball Tavern. There we go. Fugetsu, that's the one up near the comedy club, isn't it? Gonna have to do a lot more dance battles to get that, though.
Oh, never mind then. That was quick.
ああ、はるかちゃん、どうやった？ステージ無事にこなせた？
ええ、多分。
きつい営業やったと思うけど、この先いくらでも同じようなことはあるから、くじけんと頑張ってね。
はい。それで今日のこの後のスケジュールなんですけど。
ああ、そうか。まだ社長から聞いてなかった。
何をです？
社長、はるかちゃんが戻ったら一緒に可愛い服見繕うんやって、流行りの店でね。
え？
今頃事務所で君の帰り待ってると思うで。
社長、その話忘れてなかったんだ。
思い立ったらすぐ行動の人やからね。さ、そういうことやからさ、急いで事務所戻ろうか。
はい。
おっと、その前に薬局に行かなあかなんだんや。
薬局ですか？
うん、社長の右手の怪我、まだ腫れが引かへんみたいで湿布を頼まれたんや。
それなら私も行きます。社長の怪我気になってたんです。
そっか、それやったら一緒に行こうか。
はい。
どうかした？
これ社長に似合うかな？堀江さん、ちょっとこれ見てもいいですか？
ゆっくり選んだらええわ。僕は薬局に寄って帰るから。
すみません。
そしたらあんまり遅うならんようにね。
はい。よかった。これなら大丈夫。
ありがとうございます。プレゼントですか？
はい。
じゃあちょっと包装用の包み紙を取ってきますね。
あれ？はるかちゃんじゃない？
Oh god, it's tea set.
何してるの？ね、やだ、ちょっと何？そのダッサいブローチ。どういうつもり？何無視してんの？ここで何してんのって聞いてるだけでしょ。社長にプレゼントを。ああ、それでか。納得。そのダッサいブローチ、あのおばさんにぴったりだわ。
ねえ、知ってる？あのおばさん昔売れないアイドルだったって。デビューの時にポッと出てさ、あっという間に潰れて消えたんだってさ。ウケるでしょ。売れなかったアイドルに指導されて、あなた自分が売れると思う？
決勝戦勝つつもりじゃないでしょうね。いい？教えておいてあげる。あんたただのかませ犬だから。
Yeah, that's why I kicked your asses in the
よく
first
ある演
round.
出よ。プロデューサーの萬田さんとうちの事務所で話ついてるんですって。
はるかちゃんも事務所変えたら？あんな腐ったアイドル崩れのとこよりいくらでもマシなとこあるでしょ。
やめてください。何？親切で言ってあげてんのに、そのひねくれたところもあのおばさんそっくり。それ以上社長の悪口言ったら。言ったら何？それ以上社長の悪口言ったら許さない。
上等じゃないの。でもいいの？うちの事務所ね、その気になればあんたんとこの事務所くらいあっという間に潰せるんだからね。
それが嫌なら今すぐ土下座して謝りなさい。それとも終わってる社長と一緒にあんたもこの世界から消えちゃう？
じゃあ連絡しちゃおう。 あんたも社長もこれで終わりね。
やめて。はあ？やめてください。
何？口だけ？
やめてください。
頭つけなさいよ。
おい、何してんねんお前ら。
いいじゃないの堀江。
社長。
久しぶりね。二人とも元気？
別に。
はるか、お二人に土下座して差し上げて。
どういうこと？
ただし、あなたたち本当にいいのかしら。
何がよ。
昔と違って今のタレントにオフはないわ。あるとしたら自分の家の中くらい。一歩外に出たらそこは営業の場よ。ブログや SNS、 いい噂も悪い噂も一瞬にして世界中に広がる時代。こんなところで他社のタレントに土下座なんてさせたらどうなるんでしょうね。ライバルを蹴落とそうとして逆に自分が転げ落ちていったタレント。私も嫌というほど見てきたわ。あなたたちはその典型みたいね。
行こうまい。なんだか冗談が通じなかったみたい。
Yeah, spoken like true bullies.
マイ、あずさ、元事務所仲間のよしみで忠告しといてあげる。実力は嘘をつかない。ライバルを恐れるのは自分たちの実力に自信が持てないからよ。
誰がそんな子。ライバルだなんて思ってないわ。
だったらはるかに関わってなんかいないで自分たちの芸を磨くことね。可愛いだけのアイドルじゃすぐに飽きられるわよ。
行こう。
はるか、ありがとう。
これは。
あら、私へのプレゼントじゃなかったの？
でも
違ったのかな。私に似合いそうなのを選んでくれたのかと思っちゃった。私そういうデザイン大好きだから。ありがとうね。
社長。
さ、約束よ。今日はこの後買い物に付き合ってもらうわ。少し支度があるから一度事務所に戻って待ってていいわね。
はい。
I'm a bit conflicted. I mean, she's done horrible things, but she is kind of slowly winning
す
the
ぐに
over.
戻るわ。事務所で待ってて。
I kind of hope she gets a redemption arc. But anyway, there we go. So we've done the next bit of the story. Let's do a dance battle before we wrap up. Also need to find a save as well. Let's think of it. I should probably equip the... Oh, right. None of those are equipped. Oh, that's good. There we go. Good job I equipped it. Right, okay. I assume it's going to be down here. Yep, there we go. Sorry, give me a minute. Right, sorry. Okay, I do believe there is a dance battle up here. There we go. Don't know if we found any more restaurants to hand into Restaurant Dude, but we'll give it a shot. Nope, I'm not going to get this one. Unless I win it on score. I got it on score. There we go. That's the way to do those ones. And I lost a bunch of health. Marvellous. Actually, that's a point. If I do this again... Yeah. That's fine. can live with the loss because it means I've got 2 health bars worth of eating that I can do now. Oh. I get the feeling that the key's down here then. No, it isn't. Ah, is it down there? No, it isn't. Ah. Here we go, shiny, shiny. Oh, hold on. There's another key. Well, that was useful. I have no health, so let's go and sort out a restaurant, which is, I believe, up here. Actually, before I do that, there's one more thing I want to do as well. Neat. I'm doing quite well on keys at the moment. Minute. We haven't done this for a while. You knew it was coming, chat. You knew it was coming.
太鼓の達人だ。曲を選ぼうっと。難しさはさ、始まるみたい。 50コンボだ。
Okay. There we go. Won't mind, but Kiryu still is the king of this one. The loading screens in this game are useless, right?
Just do the thing of doom.
How bad could it possibly go? Well, we cleared it. We didn't get any grand, glorious score, but we cleared it.
成績発表だ。
Didn't get a high score though, did I? No. Oh. 50,000 points off. But even that. Right, let's finally go and heal. I think this is the next restaurant on the list. That. Oh. That's we're already full, apparently. 0 health, and we've managed to go straight to 2 health bars. Yep. Okay, then. That's fun. Awesome. Right, so we've done more restaurants, we've done all of the jobs, and now we're going to save. That, we continue this next. There we go. Bit longer than there we go. Bit longer than intended, but there we go. There we go. Admittedly, I want to do some more drops, so there we go. How many more times will I say there you go? None. I will say though, there we have it. So there we okay, one more time. There we go. As I just said, we've now done all of the jobs for Haruka. We have done some more of the story. We've done some random drums because for the sake of random drums. And we've done more of the restaurant, and we've completely failed at a couple of dance battles, but I'm not going to worry about that because it got us no help, which meant we could do more of the restaurant. So awesome. That is all she wrote. So, yes. I don't think there's much more to say here. Next time we'll venture forth, do a bit more of the story, because, to be honest, there's not much more we can do at the moment. And if we've got Akiyama as our additional in Sotenbore, then a lot of the stuff we can do with that, we can do with him. We could start buying app stims and start nuking our health in order to actually start running some more of the restaurants. Might do that next time, not decided on that yet. I'm maybe... If we've got some tie across with Akiyama, then I'm kind of tempted to just do the Haruka stuff with Haruka and then the other stuff with Akiyama. But if we can get all the restaurants done in Sotenbore, then that's less things for me to do as Akiyama, which means by some logic, as we progress through the story, we have less and less superfluous nonsense to do. I'll think about it. I'll meditate on it. But anyway, with that said, if you're new here, hi, I'm Ezio. It's a pleasure to meet you. If you enjoyed what you saw, well, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that follow button, but the decision will always be yours. If you ever want to catch me live, you can find me right back here on twitch.tv/GuardEzio on Saturday as we continue our journey into the world of this fantastic game. And, you know, in the interim, if you've missed any of these streams, if you've missed any of our journey into the world of this game so far, you can find all of them uploaded to the YouTube archive, linked in the panels down below, containing playlists of every game, every journey as I call them, that we've ever been on here on this channel. And I think that's everything. Everything apart from a thank you to each and every one of you. Be you a chatter, be you a lurker, be you watching live here on Twitch or in the YouTube archives. Thank you very much for joining me on this journey this evening. Thank you for joining me as we've travelled through the world of this fantastic game, and most of all, thank you for spending a little bit of your life here with me here on the channel. It means the world. It always will do. Now, let us see if we have enough to pay the good vibes forwards. No, not really. So, that said, with that done, I'm just going to call it here. And may you all have a beautiful evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever it is around this whole wide world you are. And as always, Until our paths next cross again, the Vortex awaits, and I'll see you all next time.